Good evening. Busy week that we've had here. I'm hearing fireworks going off in the background. Has to be because of the Biden victory. Haven't heard fireworks all week. Didn't really care too much about who got elected. I'm an independent voter. I don't believe in either political parties. And I don't think either party has anything to offer a black male. But one thing I am worried about is the Civil War. Wasn't worried about it happening. I was worried about it resulting in martial law, which is really what I'm realizing is the goal of the deep state government. This was the plan all along. To create this division, have the conservative base all riled up, have their political leader humiliated nationally. And it was a slow humiliation too. Happened over the course of his presidency, where the liberal media was relentless, only caused more anger in the conservative base every time they turned on the television, every time they went to social media. They saw insults for their political leader. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this supposed to accomplish? I thought this years ago when it started, right after Trump got elected. I never cared for Trump or Hillary. I just knew who Hillary was. We call that in the music industry an industry plant. She was obviously a government plant. She obviously never had any integrity to stay with Bill Clinton all those years. The infidelity didn't matter to her. She was only around for political clout. And sure enough, 10 years after her husband is out of office, she runs for office. So we already had one president's son in office. Now we're going to have a president's wife. Now we have a vice president, a former vice president, back in office as the president. So there's a pretty clear control going on in the government. It's pretty clear that affiliates have control over the government, and they keep re-electing affiliates. Whether it's Republican or Democrat, they're both doing the same thing. So I always try to look past the entry level, the mid-level. I always go straight for the executive level as far as the scheme that they're playing. I don't get caught up in the identity politics. When I say I'm an independent voter, it's not to say I'm so loyal to the Green Party. It's just I'm not buying into the Democrat and the Republican propaganda. And if the Green Party had the power to put out propaganda, then I wouldn't vote for them either. I'm all about diversity of opinions and outlooks and political ideas. And the fact that they only give us two choices says a lot. And now you have the masses identifying with those two ideas. No wonder there was a civil war between two sides. It's always two ideologies going against each other. It's always a duality. And one has to figure out who's good and who's evil. Usually, whoever side you're on, you're always going to think that your side represents the good and the other side represents the evil. I'm thinking that at some point, some affiliates organized in the government and drew this plan out from the early point of the 20th century. They got together and said, in about 50 to 100 years, we are going to take over this country. And it's going to be a slow, gradual process. But in the end, we will succeed. And what we will do is cause division, create turmoil, and enact martial law. And once they enact martial law, they have the right to treat citizens the way they want, which is their goal. Total control, total power. Turn the people against each other. That way, once the government turns on the people, the rest of the world will say, well, it was getting crazy over there. The government was supposed to step in. Then it's just going to be a state of fear. It's going to be a dictatorship. No freedom. Either abide by the rules or get shot. And they're going to have the entire population in line. And the ones who don't want to get in line, they will be dealt with. Trust. There are already soldiers aware of the plan. And those soldiers are not here for you. They are here for the government and whatever the government decides to carry out. When the soldiers join the military, they automatically get brainwashed to do as they're told by their commander. And that's it. So even if it means going into U.S. territory and attacking U.S. citizens, they're going to do it under the excuse of restoring order. And these soldiers aren't going back to their own neighborhoods. Never works like that. They're all going to be in a different state where they won't be likely to see faces of their friends and family. And they're not going to care about eliminating citizens one by one. So I just want Republicans and Democrats to think about what exactly they're doing, what exactly they're wishing for. Because this could be exactly what the government wants. You could just be playing you could be playing right into their hands, right into their trap. I'll let you think about that.